Hello guys, welcome back on my channel. Sorry for a longer break in making next videos. The problem is simple, not so simple. We still have pandemic and a lot of things. We had to do a lot of things to prepare ourselves, prepare our company to next lockdown. Also, we had a Kickstarter campaign for Hot and Dangerous line of models, so we were very busy. But starting with today, we are returning to making new videos about Anno 1666. So today it will be video about the Spanish faction. I will tell you about the heroes, about what the Spaniards are doing in Vienna, and we will start with opening the boxes, and I will let you know what is inside. I think it will be a good start. Okay, let's start with opening those two boxes. So the first one is the faction box, Veteran of the Tercios. We will see what we have inside. In each faction boxes we have seven miniatures, 4 heroes and 3 soldiers. Here is the same situation with Spanish faction. Inside we have four hero characters: Baratero, Catalina, Francesca, and El Capitan, and also we have 3 Hidalgos. Okay, so 3 additional models. Inside of the box we will find also the character cards for all heroes and soldiers, and we have special equipment, weapons and additional equipments all those characters have. Also we have the faction card. On the one side we have a band faction composition, so how to build the faction band, and on the other side we have all special rules our character have. Inside the smaller box we have additional Hidalgos, additional soldiers, because rule of the games let the Spanish faction to hire more than 3 Hidalgos. So if you would like to hire more of them, so you may add them with this smaller box. Inside we have also 3 the same models of Hidalgos, and we have the cards and the equipment cards for them. The one different is that inside the smaller box, the Hidalgo box, you have additional cards of experienced Hidalgos and their chief cabo. Okay, so that's all we have inside of the boxes. Now, what the Spaniards are doing in Vienna? The answer for this question is quite simple, because in 17th century both countries, Spain and Holy Roman Empire, was ruled by Habsburg family. So the closest successor of the Holy Roman Empire throne was the King of Spain, Karl II. The problem is that in 1666 he was only 5 years old. So in the fight for succession was made by his mother Marianna of Habsburg. She was older sister of the Leopold, and he was supported by Grand of Spain, the Prince Medina Sidonia. He was responsible for our secret operation made in Vienna, and Prince Medina Sidonia hired the special group of individuals who will take care about dirty business during the election, and he hired especially the leader of the Spanish faction, I mean Diego Montoya, called El Capitan. El Capitan Diego Montoya. This is the former soldier of the Spanish Tercios. He is very experienced soldier, very experienced mercenary. He is very poor but honorable, so he's ideal candidate for this job. So if necessary, he is simple expendable. So in the game terms, Diego is quite good in close combat, in dueling, because he has skill of 2. He is also quite well shooter with musket. So also have a very unique skill that he has connections on the level of 2. So it's something very important, because it lets the Spanish faction to hire additional mercenaries, which in some scenarios is very handy. Our inspiration for this model is the character of from the movie and novel of Arturo Pérez Reverte, the Alla Triste. In this movie made on the base of the novel, unforgettable creation was made by my favorite actor, Viggo Mortensen. You may know him as Aragorn from Lord of the Ring. So if you've never seen the movie, I strongly recommend you, and also I recommend you the novel, which is much better even than the movie. The next character in Spanish faction is Catalina de Tortosa. It's a woman, but in man disguise. Simply, she is very athletic, very strong, very agile. She's very good fighter, and in man disguise. She served in Spanish army. She served in South America, but someone recognized that she is a she, not a he. So she started to have a lot of problems. She had to return to Spain, and here also she had to escape because the Spanish Inquisition started to interest of her, and so it was for her the proposal from Diego Montoya was very useful, and she was very happy to escape to Vienna. In game terms, Catalina is simply a tank. She's ultra strong, she's very good fighter, she's armed with halberd, which is a very dangerous weapon. Also, she has very interesting skill, taunts. Whenever she used that skill, her opponents cannot resist fighting, so which make her even more deadly. Our inspiration for this particular character is historical character. Also, his name was also Catalina, but short name Eruso. She escaped from the chapter when she was a small girl. She escaped to South America when she started serve in Spanish army, also as in man disguise. So it's quite interesting story, just because we would like to share it, and just because we decided to add Catalina to our game. Okay, so next character in Spanish faction is Francesco Montezuma. In fact, Francesca Montezuma. So it is again the woman in man disguise. But the reason why she pretends to be a boy is completely different. She is a daughter of Spanish nobleman Pedro Montezuma de Cueva, and also granddaughter of the last king of Incas, the Montezuma II. And she decided to escape from her home because she fell in love with El Capitan. So she escaped with him, and she served in the Spanish Tercio as a drummer. And after Diego decided to go to Vienna, she also, it was obviously she followed him. In the game terms, Francesca is quite interesting because she's not typical fighter, because she's small, she's agile, but also has special skills which make her ideal spy. She's inconspicuous, she has stealth ability. And she has also special weapon. It's a blowgun with poisoned darts, which is quite dangerous. So our inspiration for this character is historical, because as you probably don't know, one of the members of the royal family, of Incas royal family, came to Spain, and he was able to make a great career, political career in Spain. So he was even able to achieve the title of Grand of Spain. So we add this character to our game just to mention that interesting story. So the last hero from the veteran of the Tercios box is infamous Baratero. The Baratero is a criminal too. He's also master of Navajo. Navajo is the art of knife fighting from Spanish Sevilla. Nobody knows his real name. All call him simple Baratero. So Baratero has some problem with Spanish Inquisition. So the offer from Diego to go to very distant Vienna and spend some time there was very interesting for him. In a game terms, he is simple, silent assassin, kind of, let's say, Spanish ninja. So he's very strong, very agile, very brave. So just a killing machine. Also, he has special skills, stealth and ambush, which make him very, very dangerous. And honestly, too dangerous. I have to admit that recently we decided to amend make some changes in his rules because he was simple, too powerful. Inspiration for Baratero is very simple. Just take a look at this pretty face. You know him. Of course you know him. It's simple 17th century version of Machete. So famous creation of Danny Trejo. I love this actor. So whenever I saw him in a Desperado movie, I decided, okay, we have to add someone like that, like this guy in our game. So here's Baratero. In every faction we have a soldiers, but in Spanish faction we have someone different. They are not soldiers. The Hidalgos are simple, very poor noblemen from Spain who has only their everything they have. Are their blades and their honor. Honor is not necessary, but blades and their fighting skills, they simply sell them to everyone who is able to pay. El Capitan is obviously able to pay for their services. In game terms, Hidalgos have rapier and daggers, and they are quite good in fencing, so they are very, very good in supporting the rest of the band. If you like the stories I tell you about all the characters and about not only Spanish characters, but if you would like to know something more about the story behind our game, I will recommend you something like that. It is our art book, but it's also the storybook, and you may find here a lot of information about the world of Anno Domini 6066. So now, as usual, something about advantages and disadvantages of playing with Spanish faction. So let's start with advantages. The first advantage is very good fencing skills. All the Spaniards are quite good in fencing. So also not only heroes, but also the Hidalgos are quite well fencers. So this is the first thing. The second thing, also related to fencing, is parry special role. All the characters in this faction have special role, parry special role, which is very useful and is connected to the special rule of entire faction, which is called Varadera Destreza. It's work very simple. Whenever you do a successful parry test, you may draw a card. Quite good. The next advantage of Spanish faction is Baratero by itself. His skills are so powerful, so unique that it gives a lot of special tactical advantages to Spaniards during the game. So I decided to mention him as on a third place. The next one is silent shooting weapons. Usually, when we fire weapons in Anno Domini 1666, it is quite loud and it attracts attention of the guards. So we discard the guard markers. So the game is quicker. So here the Spanish faction has a possibility to shoot without this load, attracting the guards. Simple. Francesca can fire with her blowgun, and Baratero is simple able to throw knives. It is simple, very silent shooting weapons. The last advantage, it's not maybe faction advantage, but the advantage of having El Capitan and Baratero, because they are not only in Spanish faction, but they are also mercenaries, so you may use them also in other factions. So now a few words about disadvantages, because in every faction we have both. So first of all, the lack of the super powerful swordsman. All Spaniards are quite good, but good. They are not someone as Mr. Włodyjowski from Polish faction or D'Artagnan from French faction. So lack of such a character sometimes can be simple disturbing. The next one is poverty. The Veteran of Tercios faction has only 4 Kreuzers to spend for additional equipment, which is really not a lot. It's simple. It's not a lot. Okay, the next thing which can be disturbing during the band composition is that Spaniards are not able to hire both characters good and evil, and also the lawful and chaotic. So you have to choose, and sometimes it makes a lot of problems with band composition. The last one is lack of firing weapons. I mean gunpowder weapon. They have the very silent weapons, firing weapons like the knives of Baratero and darts of Francesca, but only El Capitan have musket. So you have only 1 musket in the entire band, which is not a lot, because sometimes you may desire to discard the guard markers quicker, and also the musket ball is much more deadly than the knives of Baratero or darts of Francesca. So it is one the last disadvantages I can spot in their faction. So that's all about the Spanish faction. Now something about new character for the game, Octavia Piccolomini. As I mentioned, we just had a Kickstarter campaign for Hot and Dangerous Season 2. And to attract some Anno Domini players to that campaign, we decided to add new official model for Anno Domini, the game, in this Kickstarter too. So this is how the Octavia Piccolomini shows up in Hot and Dangerous. Who is she? She's a daughter of Massimo Piccolomini, illegitimate son of Ottavio Piccolomini. Ottavio Piccolomini was the founder and the first commander of famous regiment of the Imperial Army Heavy Cuirassiers, Piccolomini Caprara Regiment. Players of our game by Fire and Sword, they know those guys very well, so we decided also mention that regiment in Anno Domini. Why Octavia? What Octavia is doing in Vienna? Why she's wearing the cuirassier armor? The answer is very simple and unfortunately tragic. Her father was not only a soldier, but he carried special task for the Vienna's court. And during those special tasks, he was died. Someone assassinated him. Octavia were trying to fight and fire pistols since early childhood. So after her beloved father was assassinated, she swore the blood vengeance, and she started to seek of his murderers. So the tracks of murderers seems to lead to Ottoman envoys seat, or it was surprise to the seat of the Viennese office of the Teutonic Order. So Octavia is using the cuirassier armor as not only for protection but also for disguise. And she's served as a mercenary because she's seeking for clues to find the murderers. In the game term, Octavia is a mercenary with good fighting skills of 2. She can also fire pistols with good skill of 2 as well. The armor gives her very good protection, but is too heavy for her, so it disturbs during the running, during the special maneuvers. So it's can be sometimes moving her. It can be a little bit tricky. As I mentioned, she's a mercenary, so she can be hired by many different bands, except of Ottomans, except of Broken Coast, because she suspects that one of the guys from those groups are murderer of her father. If you like Octavia Piccolomini and if you would like to add her to your game, you may find her in our pledge manager. So please take a look at the link in the video description. So there is not only Octavia available, but also other girls from Hot and Dangerous, our Hot and Dangerous Kickstarter. You should know that 6 of them from the first season and 3 of them from the second season can be used in Anno Domini 1666 game, but they are not official models, but on models you may use just for fun. Well, nevertheless, if you like them, you may find those models there. Also, please note that temporary in our pledge manager you can buy all other existing expansions for our game. So if you like anything, I invite you just take a look at that link below. So what will be next? It's a hard question because we have pandemic still, or again, it depends on the point of view. Nevertheless, our normal promotional activities are cancelled for obvious reason. It makes us a lot of problems, and we have plenty of delays. So honestly, we are not very good in online things, or online promotions, etc. We preferred old-fashioned methods like making tournaments, making shows, making demos, simple personal contact with our players. Unfortunately, this is not possible right now, so we decided to increase the number of materials which will be available online. So it will be plenty of them, not only videos like this one, but also we are preparing a special campaign system where you players will be able to influence and change the game world. So you will help us with creation of new adventures of our heroes. And I will tell you more about this campaign and about the changes and new things related to game in next videos. So if you like the game, if you would like to know more about the game, please subscribe my channel. If you like the video, please give me thumb up, and please be safe, stay at home. If possible, play our game. Thank you very much for watching. See you shortly.